out by visiting www.magicandmedicine.blogspot.com. I'm your host, Dr. Candace Nadine Green.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special Valentine's Day episode of It's All Good. So I'm very excited to talk to you today. I was actually not going to do an episode today, but I just something in me just said do one because let me tell you, this is a day when we just I don't know what to say. This is a day when there are just so many people who are, how can I say it, who are just not really doing so well today. So I thought I would just, come on and talk a bit. So that's what I'm doing right now. So here I am, I'm talking. Now, people think that, Valentine's Day has to be about romantic love. Let me tell you, it does not. How can we, what are the different ways that we can cultivate love within our lives? On this special day, sometimes Hallmark makes a fortune on this day, which is really so wasteful, I think. We should not just have love relegated to one day. We should be able to show love and cultivate love every single day, even on the days when it's really hard. So what types of love do we have in our lives that we can actually put in, that we can actually share with others? Which ones can we actually, I'm trying to share this show and it's not working here. What types of love can we actually show in our lives and cultivate in our lives? Well, you ever hear, I know you hear all the time, love is the answer. And I totally agree with that. Love is the answer to so many of our problems. Let's look at love on a universal level. How are we doing in regards to showing universal love? Are we accepting of others who are different beliefs or different gender, sexuality, different countries, ethnicities? How are we doing in that aspect? That's the one thing to look at, and that's a simple thing. Being a person who is African American, who has a toe in the pagan world, toe in the mystic world, and toe in the witch world, and spiritualist world. It's lucky I have 10 toes. It's very, very difficult to be accepted and to be shown love because of my difference. Now, when I hear people all the time say, love is the answer, peace, love, and da-da-da, but they're not doing anything to show love. They're judging someone who they see in the grocery store or wherever, who may be a different belief than they are. And instead of being kind to that person, they're being rude to that person. So on the scale of universal love, they failed. Look at our country and how we are treating people who have different beliefs or who look different. And I know that, and people who call themselves pagan and witches, we've had so many hardships over the many numerous years. Sorry, my cat loves when I get on the show because he likes to come over here and keep messing with me. Okay, so that is how we fail in that aspect, okay? But we can try to make it a goal on this Valentine's Day to try to be accepting of one person whom we may come in contact with, who may be different than us. That's one way. Another thing we can do on this Valentine's Day to cultivate or to show love is, what about love for our earth? How do we show that we care about the earth? Do we recycle? are we wasteful? Do we reuse and repurpose things? Do we leave our trash on the ground? Do we litter? Those are some questions. I mean, they're simple and we should know them, but we don't think of that. We don't see that as, the average everyday person does not see that as love for the planet. But it is. When we're taking care of our Earth Mother, we are showing that we care and that we love her by not littering, by trying to reduce our carbon footprint upon the world, upon the planet. So that's another way. Again, Valentine's does not have to be about romantic love. We can do it on many different scales. Also, another thing we can do is care for our fellow human, care about our fellow humans' needs. Someone may be suffering. Someone may need someone to whom they could talk. Someone may be on the verge of suicide. What can we do to lend some support, to show that we really care about that person, or to show that person that someone cares, that there is hope for them? What can we do? That's something to think about on many, many levels. Also, friendship. Love and friendship. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. And I'm looking at some of the comments that people are posting, and I will get to your comments, but in a moment. So, how do we show that we care for our friends? Are we there when they need us instead of just calling them up? I mean, that's really aggravating sometimes. That happens to me a lot. There'll be someone who I haven't heard of in months, and all of a sudden they call me up because they want something from me. Actually, that's not really showing. They're not showing that they really care about me. And likewise, someone who does that is not showing that they care about their friends, that they value their time, that they love them as human beings because the divine exists within them. How about, instead of just calling someone up when you need something, how about calling them up and saying, hi, do you need me? How can I help you? Like that. How can I help you? Even though you didn't ask for anything, just call them up, say, how can I help you? Not, oh, I need a favor, and otherwise I don't want to be bothered with you. That's not a friend. That is not a friend. I'm sorry. That is not a friend. And you're not showing any kind of love, care, and support for your friend by just only contacting them when you need them. And again, that's very selfish. It's very selfish. And unfortunately, within our society, there are so many of us who are so centered upon ourselves that we cannot look at other people. And then we wonder why we're miserable, or why no one wants to help us or give a crap about how we feel. Because we're not doing that. If we're not doing that, we should not expect to receive it. And that's another thing. That's another way of showing love on this day, or cultivating love on this day. Now, the biggie here, I just talked about how selfish we are, but self-love, okay? Take a moment to love yourself as well, not being selfish, but just cultivating love within yourself. Even if you don't have a romantic partner or anything like that, you can still have love within your life. Okay, Mr. Breed, who just texted, I don't know the answer to your question. I suggest you contact customer support. Usually when you go to when you go to a page, there's a button that has an arrow, and you click on it to download it, and it should download to your computer. But you need to contact customer support. I don't do technical questions here. I'm sorry. All right, sorry. Back to the podcast here. All right. All right. Cultivating love within yourself. It's very easy to get depressed and to think, oh, because it's Valentine's Day, no one loves me, and I don't have a romantic partner, and there's no flowers and candy, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's all of that other stuff is superficial. What do you love about yourself? How can you take care of yourself? I mean, this sounds kind of gross, but a couple of weeks ago, I was so excited because I've been so busy with my children and the house and everything else that I neglected to take care of myself. And I got sick. I got really sick, and my toes started to hurt because I didn't clip my toenails. I know that's so gross, but I didn't even have enough energy to even clip my toenails and file my fingernails. I'm serious. And it bugged me, but I was just so exhausted. I was taking care of everyone else and doing all these other things. I didn't really have time for myself, and I wasn't showing my body that I cared about her. And when I finally did it, I felt so good. I felt beautiful. I mean, it sounds silly, but I felt beautiful. I was able to cut my toenails and file down my nails and polish them and all that stuff. And I felt so pretty. I felt so beautiful. And it was really nice. It was really nice because I was showing myself that I cared about her. If I don't show myself love, then how am I going to be good enough to be able to show other people's love, other people more love? I'm going to get sick and I'm going to be hurt. And then I'm not going to be able to give love to anyone else. So self-love is really important. That means, are you in good health? How is your health? I take my make sure the first thing I do after I drop the kids off, I take time for me and I go for my walk before I do my work and answer emails and messages and make phone calls and all that other stuff that takes up so much time in the day. But I make a point to do that because my health is important. And if I'm not healthy or in good condition, I can't help anyone else. And we need to think about that. So often we think of go, 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 results, that we don't stop and take care of ourselves. Take that bath. Sit down. Relax, especially being a mother as well and of busy children. That often gets unlooked and we end up looking tired and ragged, which is not good at all. So that's why it's very important to make sure we cultivate that within ourselves. Pamper yourself. Take the time to do that so you can come back refreshed and good enough and actually good condition to be able to help other people. And that is very important. Self-love should be like the number one thing on your list. Take care of yourself so you can take care of other people. That's a form of love as well. If you have pets, how do you show your pets that you love them? How do you show your pets? Brush them, feed them, take them out for a walk if they're dogs or need to go out for walks or play with them, things like that. I love plants. I have pets too, but I love plants. How do I show my love to my plants? I sing to them, I water them, I trim them, I take good care of them. I don't neglect them. I make sure they have plenty of sunlight, things like that. And that's another form of love. So and I can go on and on all day about all the different ways that we can show love and cultivate love. But I don't want to bore you with all the different examples, but you get the drift of what I'm trying to say. There are so many different ways and so many different forms that love takes. It's not only just romantic love. There's other there's other types of love out there. Now, this is my, it's one of my books. I love this book. It's I'll put it in the notes too. It's called The Book of Blessings and Rituals. It's a magical invocations for healing, setting energy, and creating sacred space. It's by Dr. Athena Parakis. I probably spelled her I know I mispronounced that name. Last name is Perrakis. It's a really good month-to-month, season-to-season book. It has little ritual examples in here, and I love reading it because it gives me some ideas on things I didn't know. But again, this is the season of love. It's a midway point between winter and spring up here in the northern hemisphere, and it's yet another time to celebrate. You don't have to have romantic love to celebrate. Okay? You don't. So it's just totally awesome. Self-love, universal love, they're easily accessible, and you can bring them into your life, and you can cultivate them, and it's very easy. And I just gave you some examples. But what I like in here is that there is a blessing, a Valentine's Day blessing, to invite love in your life in all forms. And I'm just going to read it to you. It's in this book, and it's really awesome. So here it is. Okay, to invite love in all its forms. I seek love, and I know that love is also seeking me. Love is the tie that binds, the force that unites, the frequency that heals, and the wisdom that grounds us. Beyond all judgment and limitation exists a love that knows no boundaries, a love that knows no fear or hesitation. Today I summon and welcome this love of force, magnitude, and creation to enter my soul and bless my soul. I in turn summon and welcome this love to pour out from within me, so that I too become not just the recipient, but also the channel for this divine love energy. Love comes to me from the east, and I welcome its breath of inspiration. Love comes to me from the south, and I welcome its passion. Love comes to me from the west, and I receive its healing. Love comes to me from the north, and I rest steadily in its embrace. So it is. So mote it be. That one I really, really like. And it's in February. For the month of February, there are so many other. There are a couple of others. They have the In Bulk Self Love, the Love Draw Medicine Bag. So a lot of stuff that you can still do within the remaining 2 weeks of February as we get ready for March and spring and new life and all those things. And I've been getting ready. I've really been getting ready for spring. I love, love, love spring and fall. And I'm forever doing something. So this week I started to feel really suffocated here in my workspace. I felt it was too crowded. I had too much stuff that I was holding on to from the past and that I needed to let go. So I just took all these things out, and they're all in the hallway of our house. And I just profusely apologized to my family and said, I know it looks messy. Don't invite anyone over, because there's so much junk in the hallway that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm going through it. I'm donating stuff, and I'm not letting it back into my workspace. My workspace here feels clearer and lighter. Because it felt like that all of that stuff was weighing upon me, and I was showing myself, caring for myself and for the work that I do by getting that excess stuff out. I didn't need it. It was serving me no purpose. It was suffocating me. And I couldn't work. I couldn't write in my room here. I'm serious. I couldn't even write in my room here. It was so crowded. And my table and everything. And I couldn't do my art, and I felt stifled. And once I started getting rid of the stuff, the energy started flowing. There was a free-flowing energy, and I was just pop, 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 and doing stuff. Even though there's still garbage in the hallway, all the stuff from my room, it's not in the room where I do my work. So I was able to, the ideas were free-flowing, and I know I did the right thing. And now that, thankfully, today I didn't do anything because I'm just plain exhausted. So I didn't do anything. But I tell myself this is a nice long weekend. Nice long weekend. Monday and Tuesday. There's no school for the kids, so I have no obligations, and I can just, start cleaning stuff and getting stuff out, and that'll be great. So that's one thing, but it works. You'd be amazing. Just something as simple as cleaning your space will make the energy flow. I mean, it's a form of magic. Magic doesn't have to be all of this spell casting and things like that, it's all about intent. It is all about intent and what you intend to do. What results do you want? Things like that. So that's it. So I welcome you to take part in all the forms of love this month, for the remainder of this month, as spring approaches. I know it seems so far off, but it really is not. It really is not. And I welcome comments. I welcome you to visit my page, the blog, Magic, MAGICK, and medicine.blogspot.com. We are on Patreon. We are also on Facebook under Magic and Medicine. And you find us on Patreon under Magic and Medicine as well. Email me. Give you some ideas for shows. If you have a question, comment, ideas for shows, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed rest of the month.
Thank you for listening to It's All Good, Magic, Mysticism, and Earth Medicine. Visit us anytime at www.magicandmedicine.blogspot.com.